Hello, hello, hello,
Yeah, cool.
hello.
Um, what did you learn, or what did you take away? Thank you, sir. Um, from the first record in making this record. I mean, had you guys done much studio stuff before? I mean, did you learn anything? Did you not learn anything? I mean,
We jumped in and out of studios. I think the funner studios that we locked in and locked out in were the most unorganized studios. The ones where you kind of, tape all the things together and you have to get it in like 2 takes or else
Right,
because
like
the
the
electricity might short out. The first record was done in a pretty stale environment as far as the studio and the rooms having character. It was like every room was shaped for perfect sound, and
Right.
to get perfect sound, sometimes you steal the character off the wall. And
right,
the place we made this record was in New Orleans, and it was a place called Kingsway Studios.
right. I've never heard of that place.
It's right in the middle of the French Quarter, which doesn't exactly do the metabolism any good.
can
But
understand
but
that.
as far as it was like a time warp there because they have all the carriages and the horses and all. So when you wake up at 8 in the morning because a horse is clapping across the window seal, it's kind of, you feel like, wow, where am I at?
It's cool.
It's the headless horseman coming to get me.
Exactly. The old slave traders, right?
Yeah, it's crazy down there. New
Yeah.
Orleans is
You guys originally from there?
no, our drummer lives there. Rogers and Brad just moved from there. They moved back up to Seattle, and yeah, Glenn's, like I said, he's still there. I think, and I moved back to Indiana where I was born.
That you were born?
Yeah, I and my girlfriend are getting ready to have a baby, so I moved back to it.
Cool.
It's just it's safe there.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, as much as I'm away, I definitely want to make sure that the baby and Lisa are in a safe environment. And Indiana's flat,
Yeah.
but it's safe.
Where in Indiana?
Lafayette, right around Purdue University is in our city. And
It's still a pretty big city. I mean, it's nothing like LA, but it's still a pretty
no,
big
yeah, yeah, and I mean it's there's no problem with traffic there.
city.
You never realize how I took that for granted when I lived there.
Yeah, yeah. So musically, I mean, is Indiana like a big part of what you guys do? I mean, can you
I
take...
think we all kind of come from a similar background. We didn't all come from the same place, but I think the air that surrounded the environments that we were raised in was relatively the same. I think that we're trying to draw. I mean, I draw a lot of what I think about from, point A to point B. It's like, well, you can't forget where you're from, and you can't sweep it under the rug because it's what made you it helped move the car to where you're at today. So it's like being there after being away for about 10 years is kind of a trip. I can find a newfound newfound enthusiasm about it, and when you're outside the fire looking in, it's a little bit easier to keep from getting burned.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I can appreciate it now.
Yeah, that's true. So this studio is a 24-track studio?
Yeah, the one in New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love the sound of your
Well, I don't know,
records.
because a lot of times I was cross-eyed when I was looking at the board, so it was about a 48 track.
Or a 12-track that looked like 20.
Yeah, depending on what type of night it was.
So I mean, do you guys then really, for you, it's not like, it doesn't have to be the huge board and all the
Yeah.
new stuff and
Yeah.
I mean, because your records have like, I mean, I love how they're produced. I mean, they're really simple production, but they have like a big sound. The guitars
Yeah.
sound great and the vocals sound cool.
Sometimes a lot of it is too anal. I don't.
You mean your stuff or stuff in general?
Just stuff in general. Too polished. And, I mean, there's a way to make a good record without a lot of the money that's spent. I mean, it makes me sick to see how much money gets spent on a lot of things, videos and records and things like that. And I don't know. It's a bad thing to get caught up in. When you look at how good a video you're going to make by looking at how much money you're going to spend on it.
Sucks.
You can shit on $100 bill and it's and I still don't want it.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, what typically is a blind melon session like? I mean, is it pretty much live? I mean, it's like the two
The
guitar.
guys usually do all the, like, they'll run through the song live. Everybody has their amps out in another room.
Mm-hmm.
But you get that invisible sound when you're all playing. You know, you get an invisible sound when you're all playing together, and when you gel, then it'll be captured on tape. And the thing is that you can't manipulate that. You can manipulate or EQ a guitar or the drum sound but the vibe is something that the performance and the mental telepathy is something that an EQ has nothing to do with.
Right.
You know, so when you capture that on tape, it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think on this record we definitely got a lot of that, more so than we did on the last record.
So.
You know, yeah. I mean, I think that we, we are still a very young green band, but I think that we're getting, we're moving along.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
we're not trying to keep up with the people who are pushing. You know, we're moving at our own pace,
Mm-hmm.
and to do that, it makes it a lot more. It's nice to get, mad about things that are worth getting mad about, rather than wasting your energy trying to control, your image or your whatever that is so irrelevant to what you make music for.
Right.
You know, so I mean, it basically just comes down to what makes you smile and what makes you happy. Like we were talking about before, I don't like coming up here, and I don't like things that are so set up and organized that they're stale, and that's exactly what they're doing to us today. So you're getting the most minute bit of enthusiasm that I walked into this building with.
No, I can understand that. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, and you say, well, back then it was better, but it was different. I think maybe the reason I do like what you guys do, and I'll be honest, I don't tend to like a lot of whatever you want to call it, what newer bands are doing. Most of it it's hard to listen to. One, because I don't think there's a lot of songs there.
Mm-hmm.
My first thing is, is there a song there? Is there a melody going on? Is the lyric saying something? Then beyond that, it's the playing and the performance. But you seem to have this attitude like the machinery isn't important to you, like years ago, like it wasn't. Like you just go in and you'd make a record, and the record company would do flips over the band, and it was real,
And it's a lot of overkill these days. I mean, they underestimate the intelligence of people in society, and a lot of brainwashing tactics, and a lot of the overkilling is what happened to I felt like us. They took the song No Rain and they choked everybody to death with it so much that no one really wanted to listen to any of the other songs, and they didn't give them a chance. And to me, that really raped the soul of a lot of the other things that we wrote. That song doesn't mean more to me than the next song. So to have people go, wow, those are nice shoes you're wearing, and I'm sitting here going, wow, you know what? These are my favorite jeans.
Right.
So it's kind of. It's like give a little bit of equal opportunity to everything, rather than trying to shove one thing down people's throat. And I think sometimes the society and the public in general, they just give into it because they're so sick of changing the fucking radio station. So they're just like, oh fuck, this will get me from this stoplight to that stoplight, and I think that if a lot of I'm not the anti-corporate dude, I hate our label. I'm not that. I'm just thinking that there's a better way to go about it. There's such a wall that's being built, but no one can explain what every brick means in that wall. And I think that if everybody could maybe try to understand, the wall wouldn't be there. If the guy on the 10th floor, when he starts thinking he's better than the guy on the 2nd floor, well, then there's something wrong there, because if that guy on the 2nd floor sets his floor on fire, that guy on the 10th floor is fucked. So that no one,
Yeah. Well, that's why, again, going back to the record, I think I was drawn to it because, the songs were really cool. I mean, it seems like you guys take a lot of time in the songwriting, you know,
Thanks.
and the guitars are working out very cool parts, you know, and you can sort of hear where some of the influences lie, but it's still, it's certainly uniquely your own, you know, and to my mind, it's like the Great White Hope, you know. I mean, it's like it borrows from things that the school I kind of came from, you know, and it's new, and you know, production-wise, it has value, you know. And,
Thank you.
so, I mean, I think that's cool, you know.
I think one thing that is a good thing that we have. I mean, because you know, a lot of times we do interviews separately because everybody has a different point of view, and then sometimes maybe an interview will turn into a like a political debate. So it's easier to do it one by one. But the common denominator is that everybody wants to write a good song, and there's not one songwriter in this band. You know, everybody knows how to write and construct a song, and you know, one guy knows how to put the right amount of pepper. One guy knows how to put the right amount of, you know. So it's like it's a collective, you know, it's a collective thing. And I think that by having that, the longevity of creating is always going to be there. That's why we all live in different places, because we don't have to hang out with each other every day. And
Hi.
What are you guys doing here? It's locked.
Really?
She lied to me. She said she was going to go get a beer, but she's...
I'm sorry, I'm empty-handed.
Yeah.
I didn't find one yet.
Yeah.
You're excused.
All right. Anyway.
Good game.
All right. Good game.
Good game, bro. All right.
Good,
Cool.
good hit, man.
All right, buddy.
Hey, it's nice talking to you.
Thanks.
Nice talking to you. I'm going down to the second floor.
Be mellow.
I'm just kidding.
Don't set any fires.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.